Hey, buddy. Hey, Denwood here. Come on. I just thought I'd make a quick video today as I noticed something kind of unique and intriguing while I was scanning the annals of YouTube. What I noticed, I think I found gold. I think I found a gold mine is what I think I found. I noticed what probably is the longest living active YouTuber, so that's a mouthful, under 100 subs. I know that's crazy. So today we're gonna introduce you to what might be the greatest failure achievement on the YouTube platform. This guy, this particular YouTuber has gone 17 years maybe, 17 years on YouTube and never reaching the 100 sub milestone. Who is that? Gosh, who is it? Who is it? Don't run away, dude, it's fine. It's me. So I thought, you know what? I thought today would be a good day to make a video about that wondrous achievement. Because I am, in fact, about to reach and surpass that 100 subs mark after nearly 20 years posting videos on YouTube. I know, it sounds crazy. Who the hell would keep doing it? Who the hell would stick with it? Why didn't I adapt? Why didn't I change? What did I do wrong? And you know what? If anything, I am a professional at failing on YouTube. So coming with that, there are obviously some tips and tricks that I can actually give to you so that you don't make the same mistakes I did. So I've actually still got a lot of work to do today, but we will go inside in a little bit, probably at the end of the day or tonight or late or whatever, go over some of my old videos and my old failures, because as the longest active YouTuber under 100 subs, which isn't going to last for much longer, maybe another few days, I do know exactly what not to do if you want to make it on YouTube. We can go over a couple tips, just look at some stupid shit that I've done in the past. But for now, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Would be really, really cool. As the guy with the longest standing record of being active on YouTube, under 100 subs for almost 20 years, would be really, really cool to pump those numbers up finally. And, you know, I think after all this time, that's really all I've really needed to get the motivation to keep pushing forward and whatever. And, you know, I've got some weird content on this channel. I went through a whole lot of bad stuff in the day, and I use this channel as like a mode of therapy. And I've had other channels in the past that we'll go over tonight where I just made weird, silly content. You're going to literally see me age in real time. I think I began making YouTube videos when I was like 20 or something like that. And I was one of the first pioneers. I was one of the first with all of the other YouTube pioneers. Like Philip DeFranco, I started posting the same year he did. Lisa Nova, who became, a billionaire, I think, or I think she made $500 million selling her channel. The Shaytards, I think he was one of the guys that made $500 million selling his channel to Disney. And most of the YouTubers that you know today, I started before them. PewDiePie, I started posting before PewDiePie. You name it. I was on YouTube. As a matter of fact, I think I can go back as far as 2007 if we look at some of my old channels. But I believe I'd actually posted even earlier than that, 2006. And I think that's the year that YouTube started. I was one of the first people, and I'm still posting. So, hey guys, man, would be like the greatest 100 subs present, birthday present, something present, if you hit that sub button. And let's see if we can do something together, you know, it'd be cool. Hey, I will make this promise. If I can get this channel to 1 million subs, Denwood, if we can get this to 1 million subs, see my truck? That's my truck. It's not the nicest truck in the world. That's my daily driver. Well, I don't really have any other cars. Anyway, I'm poor, okay, fine. I will blow up my truck if I get to 1 million subs. That's a promise. I actually do love that truck, and I don't want to blow it up. But for 1 million subs, I'll blow anything up, dude. I will. It's been 17 years, and it's time. So if that truck's got to go, it's going to go. Anyway, yeah, please subscribe, like, comment, make some suggestions on future content, and we can build this channel together. I'm still going after 20 years, and I'll just keep going. I'll keep going, and I'll keep going, and I'll keep going. Anyway, I gotta finish working. I'll see you inside in a minute.
1 bazillion seconds later.
There we go. It's the end of the day. Work is done. And now we're here at the computer. I'm doing this a little different. I'm using my iPhone just to keep the sound the same. Because earlier I had the iPhone. You know, if I got onto the old... If I got onto the old microphone here, we'd have different sound issues. Whatever. Okay, we're back. And we're going to check out my old channel. Crazy thing happened on the way to the computer today. Just as I walked in, here, let me go ahead and get the screen capture running. Boom. A crazy thing happened on the way to the computer. As I logged in, as I finished my day of work, I gained another subscriber. So I'm at 99. I'm at 99 subscribers. The longest active YouTuber under 100 subs is soon not going to be. That title's almost gone. Here's the problem. I was going to make this video, God, a month ago, maybe more than that, when I had like 80 subscribers. I did not expect that in that short amount of time, I wouldn't be able to make the video anymore. And now here I am on the day where my sub count is about to hit 100. Let's go look at it right now before it, I hope it hasn't. Like for the last week, 2 weeks even, I'm like, oh, I'll make the video tomorrow. Oh, I'll make it tomorrow. And I keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. And I got to the point where I'm like, crap, I hope I don't get any more subscribers because I don't want to hit 100 before I make the damn video. And now here I am. There we go. View my channel. At 99 subscribers. That's insane. I've got 72 videos up, as you can see there. 99 subscribers, which is an insane milestone for me after all these years. And we're just about to do it tonight, the night that I'm making the video. So, henceforth, I must put this video out ASAP before I hit 100, or at least right around the time I hit 100. It's so crazy. That means now I actually have to go and make my 100 subs plaque video, like almost right after I make this one. Crazy. I don't know. This is nuts for me. This is a massive milestone. Okay, check this out. So, as I mentioned before, let's take a look back and shut up, and see when I started this particular channel. Now I do, like I said, I think I mentioned before, maybe not. I have multiple channels that I've created over the years. Made some content, felt unsatisfied, stopped, waited 6 months, started another channel. Things weren't working out for me and I stopped, and I've done that like a lot over the years. And that is my first tip. I think I mentioned it earlier. Stick with one channel, stay consistent. It's okay if you change your content over time as you get older, as you change. Do not make the same mistake that I did by continuing to change everything, your branding, your name, and your channel, because your following will stick with you as you adapt and as you change over time. But how are they going to be able to stick with you if you keep bouncing from platform to platform or from channel to channel? And I think in my case, I felt like I was changing an identity every time I changed my channel. And that's not the way to do it. People want to follow you. They want to move with you, go with you, change with you, and evolve with you. So first tip, first mistake I've made in this very long journey for 100 subs is stick with one channel and let the people follow and go with you and evolve with you and change with you. Don't keep changing your platform. Anyway, let's go look. Let's take a look here back and see. Where do I gotta go? I gotta go to videos. And we'll just go all the way to the bottom of this channel. Okay, okay, maybe I was a little off. This channel I started about 5 years ago. Just before the pandemic, 2019. Crazy. That was a big changing point in my life. As you can see here, I had a couple old videos that I'd put up immediately on this channel. There's even one of my ex-girlfriend. commercial we made. And then I was in a vegan phase. I was making vegan videos, trying to kind of do what a lot of people were, informative video type people were doing, trying to make fun, informative content. I don't know. That didn't really stick. And then, boom, right around here is when I went through like the worst period of my life, divorce, losing my place, losing my dog, losing essentially everything. And it was the hardest time in my life. And so I started making these therapy vlogs for myself, essentially, to occupy my time and to suppress my anxiety. And then finally moved here, started making some building videos. And this is like my new chapter where I'm kind of rebuilding my life. But what happened before this channel existed? I probably can't even remember all of the channels that I've made, but we're gonna just look at a couple of them before we say goodnight, and maybe, go through a couple other tips here. Wow, almost at 100 subs. Can't believe it. Okay, one of the oldest channels I could remember making was called Lettuce the Catfish, and I didn't put much up on that channel, and I'm not even sure if that was my first one. Let's see if it's still up, because I don't even think I have access to it anymore. Okay, we just see pictures of Lettuce the Catfish. What was that video game? Spore. I remember when Spore came out, I made a really bad character, a naked man character, essentially, from the methods of that video game building creator portion, whatever. Let's see, so it's Lettuce the Catfish, Spore. Okay, I don't even think, I can't find it. It's such an old channel. The video's probably there somewhere. It might be taken down. You know what? Oh, fish. I like fish. Catfish. Lettuce the Catfish. Okay. We're going to try and put those words together there. Let's see what happens. Lettuce the Catfish, Spore. No. Okay. Did we find it? I think we found it. 4 subscribers on one of my first channels. That's amazing. And it looks like 12 years ago, I uploaded some old videos to that page for some apparent reason. That's pretty crazy. 4 subscribers. That says a lot, man. You're really gonna be able to go back and see how young I was at one point. Videos. I put up 5 videos. Here's that Spore. This might be NSFW. It's that Spore creation I made. It's supposed to be animal monster type figures, and I figured out how to turn it into a naked man with a full featured package. I don't know why I couldn't figure out how to make a naked woman. So I went with that. It made me laugh a lot, and I put it on YouTube, and you know what? It still hasn't been suppressed, apparently. It's not been taken down yet. So there's a naked man video game monster. Technically, it's not a man. It's not a naked man. So it's not nudity. It's hilarious. Maybe I'll re-upload that to this channel if anybody wants to see the full thing of, I don't know. It's pretty crazy. What else do we have? I have a couple videos I made here with my old roommate. One where I hit him with my car. Just a silly video trying to make music with me hitting him with my car. Yeah. I was trying to be a little bit more of a filmmaker at this time. Pretty funny. Kind of funny. And a skit, just a really dumb skit.
The new Transformers movie is gonna be hella cool. Badass robots fighting on the 101.
Dude, I was so young.
Michael Bay is like a nightingale, singing to me softly the sweet music of robot violence. Looks like the previous king of robot fighting cinema, Robot Jocks, is about to be dethroned.
Okay, whatever. That's me. When I was an actor in Hollywood, trying to make stupid sketches on YouTube, that didn't go anywhere. If you want me to post this full thing, please let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I will post all of these old videos on my current channel with some commentary possibly. Let me know. Here is another one that I absolutely love. I think it's got copyrighted music, so I would have to redo the music for this, but it's Bob Marley and a lot of video of a trip I took to Peru, to the Peruvian jungle, and I was on my own, and it was one of the most amazing, kind of life-changing experiences, being in my 20s, realizing I can go so far away to a distant, scary, scary land where I don't speak the language and survive, and not just survive, but have like the best time of my life, and meet new people and figure my way around the language barrier, and go to the jungle and look at this, play with these like magic creatures. God, the video quality is so bad. But man, I was young and that was amazing. Again, if you want, I can post all these videos, repost them on this channel. Just like, share, subscribe, and let's get me to that monetization level. 500 subs after 20 years of this. So it looks like I reposted these videos about 12 years ago on one of my oldest channels here. Let's see, my other oldest channel is called Yankee Trash, and I know it's still there. I'm not sure exactly how we're gonna search for it because people have stolen my name over time. Here's a band called Yankee Trash that posted 10 years ago. I was using that name since the internet basically began. So like since, I don't know, the early 90s maybe, I was using the name Yankee Trash. So these guys stole my name, okay? There we go. See, I'm one of the first. There's 2 videos, and then you put in Yankee Trash. My Yankee Trash channel is the 3rd option there. And let's see, 76 subscribers on this channel. It's like I said earlier, I don't think I ever passed that 75 threshold. So I guess I had 76 subscribers, 21 videos on this channel. Let's see when the oldest one is. The oldest one, 17 years ago, boom, I'm good. And I do think that there was videos posted to this channel actually before that, maybe 18 years ago, maybe, let's find out when YouTube actually began. When did YouTube come out? Okay. YouTube was founded in 2005. First video uploaded was in 2005. Wow. Shows them in front of elephants at San Diego Zoo. Had 20 million views, whatever. Okay. So December 15, 2005. I'm guessing my first video I ever posted was probably the year that YouTube came out. I was all over the internet. I like to edit. I like to make videos. I'm confident I posted something then. But as far as I can find of any accounts that I still have available, we're looking at 2007 as being my oldest video on YouTube, which is crazy. And wow, I guess this is it. This was also when I posted on that other channel, and it's a stupid little film that I made, again, using my roommate and another great friend of mine, one of the greatest actors I've ever known in Hollywood. He's been on a lot of TV shows. His name is Richard Varga. Really, oh, I am in it. Dude, I look like such a little wanker. And the quality's so bad. My buddy who is a working actor with loads of dialogue on different TV shows for many years, came over to be on my stupid little sketch that I did nearly 20 years ago. And he's a really good friend. I still thank him for doing it to this day because just dumb little things we were doing, and he took it seriously. But here we go.
Now back to the Channel 4 News, Michael James Eddie. The LaBrue Company has issued a warning, recalling thousands of bags of their Edie's sharp cheddar chips, after hundreds of injuries and deaths have been reported. The LaBrue Company would like to apologize for any death they may have caused, along with a very stern warning not to consume Edie's sharp cheddar chips.
Okay, look, I'm gonna pause it here. We're not gonna watch these whole videos. Once again, like, share, subscribe, leave in the comments below if you want me to post the entirety of these silly sketches, dumb videos, and maybe with some commentary would be kind of cool. There I am on the right. I think I have the least amount of dialogue in this, as I was the director of this terrible sketch. But man, I look like such a scumbag little teenager there, sitting on the couch. My buddy played both the news anchor and the guy eating the chips. Same guy. We're no longer friends, unfortunately, after many, many years. But we were gonna cast another friend of mine for the newscaster. And, you know, maybe I should save this story if I re-upload these and do whatever dialogue about it. But at the last second, we just couldn't get him to say any of the lines correctly because he wasn't an actor. He wasn't from Hollywood. He hadn't done any theater before, and he just couldn't make it happen. And so we just decided to record the same dude, my old roommate friend Mike, to be the couch chips guy and the newscaster guy. So we'll skip ahead. And there we go. There's my buddy Rich, who's a fantastic actor, took this completely seriously, and actually did a really amazing job for something so stupid.
Won't stop until we all fall victim to our own undoing, or until we learn to heed important product recall information.
Okay, I don't want to give the whole thing away, but great, stupid stuff. Time lapse back into history on my first YouTube channel. That was my first post that we can find, that we know of. Here we got an art video I made that was super cool. I got an old techno buddy of mine to do the music for me. He's a famous DJ in Dallas, Texas. And I made some live art just on the floor using regular Home Depot paints. You know, back then I used to do really fun, cool, creative stuff, and I still only got 70 subscribers on this channel. But the cool thing about this is there was a teacher on this specific video. I remember a teacher contacted me, and I made 2 videos like that with the art. And this teacher messaged me and said, "Thank you for making those videos. I teach an art class to kids, and I always show them your videos of how creative and spontaneous they are." Those 2 specific painting videos, because it really teaches them how to go with the flow and just make stuff out of your mind and your body, and not focus so much on every single detail to just kind of express yourself. And she used my paintings and my videos as an example of kind of how to do that. And so I really appreciated that message from her. And that there's kids in classrooms watching my videos as long as 16 years ago. We're not going to go through everything here. Here's another one where I think I was a little drunk there. God, man, I was so young. Decided to cut all of my hair off. And donate it to Locks of Love. And I was just making a silly video about that. There I am drinking some Jack Daniels with my roommate. Those were the days. And that was in the Hollywood Hills there, where I lived for about 20 years. To move on, I got focused on doing some music. I always liked this version of the NoFX song called Scavenger Type. Although, again, the recording's bad, the sound is bad. I had a mohawk here. I've always loved music. Yeah, that's another thing I'd like to do, maybe in this channel. I probably shouldn't do anything on another channel because I wouldn't be taking my own advice, but I would like to start playing music again, which is something I lost over the last 6 years through all the stuff that I've been through. And I have plans to do that. I really do. Yeah, but I kept this channel going 14 years, 8 years ago, 9 years ago. So, I mean, I didn't take much more than a year break every time I lost luster. And there were other channels, not just the Yankee Trash channel in between that. I know this video is getting long. We're getting to the end. This is a celebratory video, really. It was supposed to be claim to fame of being the longest living active YouTuber under 100 subs, and it's soon going to be a celebration video of finally reaching 100 subs. But we'll look at a couple more things here, and then we'll go. Here's a more recent one, 7 years ago, of me singing. It's 2:45. There's no one in the place except you and me. So set 'em up, Joe. I got a little story you ought to know. We're drinking, my friend, to the end of a brief episode. Make it one for my baby and one more for the road. I had to play that one a little bit longer just because it would feel awkward stopping it in the middle of the verse there. I quite like that period there. It was right before I went through the best and then the worst time of my life. And I like that moment in the history of my life because I was in a melancholy place, coming out of a bit of a dark place, and I was just singing. Not to anybody, just to myself in the garage, having some beers, singing some songs, dreaming of being able to do it on stage one day, or to be able to perform, or, have the friends or the structure in my life to support something like that, like a band or a project. So I'd have a couple beers and sing in the microphone at night, and looking back, it was a good period. It was a pretty good period of my life. Anyway, that's Yankee Trash channel. My oldest channel that I can find since 2007. 17 years old. Once again, like, share, subscribe. Let me know if you want to see any of these videos re-uploaded to this channel, Denwood, with some commentary, and I will do it. Now we're going to go check out one more channel, maybe two, real quick, before we leave you here with the longest. I am still, right now, currently, the longest active YouTuber under 100 subs. I'm still at 90. Oh, I can't see it right now. Under 100 subs. So, right around this time, let's see, 7 years ago, I was before this, I was still posting on Yankee Trash. Meanwhile, in the interim, I was also working on one of the first podcasts in the world. Burn Down Hollywood. Let's check it out. There we are. Type in Burn Down Hollywood. I'm the second, one word, I am the second account there. And it only has 22 subscribers. Burn Down Hollywood was a pretty popular podcast. Probably, I think, starting at around 2011. Look, I can't say I was one of the first podcasts necessarily, right? There were a lot of podcasts just starting to really populate the mainstream, like the Adam Carolla Show it just moved from the airwaves over to podcasting full time at around 2010, 2011, and was becoming very popular. Joe Rogan's show was like a year old, I think, if that. If it was older, it hadn't caught on yet. It was just starting to catch on right around the time I started Burn Down Hollywood. Not just that, the Nerdist podcast had just crossed over into like epic proportions, and they hadn't even started doing their live show yet, actually, when I started Burn Down Hollywood. Now, I didn't really know what direction to go with it. It wasn't a video podcast. I had it on Podbean. I had it up on Stitcher. I had it on the early podcast streaming sites, basically all of them. And this was long before lower level, like people that weren't Adam Carolla tiered entertainers, before anybody was monetizing, before we knew how to monetize. And so all we would do is I got my show together. I figured out how to do the audio. I had an audio engineer, a control board guy, my good friend Nick, and then my good friend at the time, Mario, was my co-host. Before that, my girlfriend, for the first, I think 4 or 5 episodes or something, was my co-host. And then we kind of switched it to my friend Mario, and she did not take that very well. Was probably not the smoothest move I've ever made. And we did this podcast for many years, solely on audio. We should have moved over to working with the camera. We should have worked on getting sponsors. We were in online competitions up against the Nerdist podcast, up against the Joe Rogan podcast. And I think we came in pretty close to winning. I think it was like the Stitcher Awards or something. We were on top, #1 on the Stitcher Awards for weeks, which is crazy. I was beating Joe Rogan. I was beating the Nerdist podcast because on the audio platforms, I was getting loads of streams. Again, before monetization. And I didn't have any clue how to monetize this thing. And we were beating the best. I have a picture somewhere. Probably not going to be able to find it to post it for this video. But I have a photo somewhere of the actual Stitcher Awards rankings. And Burn Down Hollywood was #1. And, you know, we slipped down into like 4th or 5th place or whatever. And you know, the Nerdist and Joe Rogan won. And we stopped kind of promoting to vote for us or whatever. And so we didn't end up getting invited to the Stitcher Awards, even though we were winning at one point. And, you know, drinking a lot of beer, making these podcasts, had some famous people on the podcast. God, what's his name? I think one of our most famous people. I think he was really our only famous guy. But he was one of the actors in the show Castle for the entire run of Castle. One of the, not the lead, the second lead. I can't think of his name right now. Anyway, it was a really good run. It was a really good time doing that show. The faults and the problems, and again, here's some tips, was we didn't move it over to YouTube. We should have done that immediately as all the big guys started moving to YouTube. I should have got some cameras. I should have put them in there. We should have moved over to a visual platform and really built out the show. The reason why that didn't happen, just complete honesty here, is because I was doing all of the work. I was figuring out what time we're going to do the show. I was the one recording on my computer. I had my friend come to do the kind of sound levels while we were recording, but I was, you know, basically handling the recording on the actual computer live while he was kind of messing with the sound levels. My co-host would basically just write a couple things on his iPhone and then just show up. Meanwhile, I was writing a list of agenda, how we're going to, topics for the show, what we're going to go over, what we're going to talk about. I'm trying to, you know, figure out how we're going to fill these 2 hours. Get the show, set up the entire rig, you know, the recording equipment, all the stuff, whatever. I'd set it all up. Everybody would show up to the podcast. I'd run it, record it, do it live. And then after everybody left, I would spend the next like 4 hours going through the entire show and editing the show. Then I'd be posting it on the platforms, writing all the blurbs, the metadata, all that shit would take me so much time to do every single show for no money. And each show was probably about 2 hours. And, you know, my co-host was a good friend of mine. And I asked him if he would please start kind of doing a little bit more. You know, I want him to kind of write some more in-depth notes, some things we could talk about, come up with some ideas for like gags we can play, or like little games we can play on the show, or games we can play with the guests. And then one of the last things that he kind of never really followed through with that. And then one of the last things I did ask him was if he can start searching for sponsors, because with all the work I had to do just to get the show up and running, I just didn't have the time to do marketing and sponsors. And he was a very funny dude. He's still a really funny dude and a good person. He would just show up with a couple things on his iPhone that he wrote 5 minutes before, and then just get to be funny the whole time, while during every show I'd be stressing out, running multiple operations while being the main guy talking and asking questions and doing things and keeping the show going together. And he got to, be the sidekick funny guy. And he was. And I got jealous, and I didn't like the fact that I put in all this work during the show, after the show, and he just kind of showed up and acted funny, and he wasn't really participating in the growth of the show. So at the end of the day, I finally I just said, man, if you can't do this, I'm just going to stop. And we just kind of stopped doing the show. We ended at 69 episodes, which is kind of beautiful to tie it up in a bow like that. And a lot of the sites that I had Burn Down Hollywood podcast audio on have gone down, and all of my information, all of my podcasts were lost. But I do have them on a hard drive somewhere in my storage, a hard drive that's been corrupted. So one of these days, I've got to get to the storage. I've got to find that hard drive. I've got to have it fixed or try and remove that data myself, and then I'll be able to upload all the podcasts. For that specific podcast, for Burn Down Hollywood, I'm going to keep this channel open in hopes that one day I'm able to re-release all those podcasts. There's some really good stuff. It's all about Hollywood. A lot of interviews with people that work in Hollywood, work on Hollywood sets, work in the Hollywood industry, doing a multitude of different jobs. A good friend of mine, James Logan, who's been an active, badass stuntman in Hollywood for 30 years, I think. It was a really good episode with him. A lot of great content. And I'd like to re-release it here on YouTube on the Burn Down Hollywood channel. So go over there and subscribe to, leave some comments. You can see some old videos that we did put up toward the end of the podcast before we call it quits. And I'll try and get those podcasts up. And little hint to you here, I guess you're the first to hear it. I think I'm going to bring it back. I've been doing a lot of thinking with the studio that I've been building in my new place of residence. And I think it would be quite perfect to rebrand and re-begin the Burn Down Hollywood podcast that has such a long, storied history. One of the oldest podcasts in existence, to bring it back, because when I came up with the concept of Burn Down Hollywood, it was like the punk rock guide to Hollywood, essentially. Like a couple badass Hollywood guys that don't give a shit and working in Hollywood and talking to people in Hollywood. But now Hollywood's kind of dead. And the name is even more relevant, I think. Anybody who gives a shit about media is online. It's on YouTube, it's on Twitch, it's on TikTok or whatever. That's where most people consume their media. And it's like Hollywood has been burned down. It is the burning down of Hollywood. It actually encapsulates this time more than ever for kind of a pop culture podcast. Maybe a little politics in there, current media, what's going on the internet drama, whatever. I think the Burn Down Hollywood podcast would be perfect for today's media, today's world. So I'm still rambling a lot. It's a lot longer video than I thought. We did at one point make this Burn Down Hollywood film, which in my opinion was quite great and silly. Mind you, I'm stopping here. We never recorded live podcasts, but like on video, but I wanted to start doing that, and I wanted to evolve. And like I said, I wanted my co-host to start finding sponsors and things like that. So this film was going to be like the beginning of the next level, but really this was the end. We kind of made this really dumb film about a day in our lives where I'm the scumbag and my co-host is like the cool Hollywood guy, and then how we come together to make a podcast every week. I'll just clip through it real fast.
Well, I think we're coming to the end of the show. You ready to close this one out?
Yeah, sure. I'd like to thank our guest, producer of...
Angina.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Yes, thanks for being on our show.
Yeah, so let's end this thing like we do every week. Everybody out there listening, go burn something down.
So bad. It's so incredible. But this was bad on purpose.
What's your name again? Dude, it's Jordan. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Chuck?
Yes. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3.
Dude, can I get a beer?
8 seconds. I win.
Ay, baby.
It it was meant to be dumb on purpose and silly. We'll clip through real quick. Some cool videos here. Cool videos. There's some cool clips here. Mario. I directed this, by the way. This is Mario going to work, and it was like a day in his life. And he does take us to the actual Raleigh studios in Hollywood as he goes to a day of work on the show Castle. And there's a lot of actual footage of him on the lot. There's a friend of ours.
Wait. Did you see your call time? Okay. He's a little concerned, but I'm going to go in there eventually.
That's really at the Raleigh Studios set. There he is on set too.
Maybe I'll run into somebody, look at this guy. This is actually a good friend of mine.
Anyway, it's a great video. Go check it out on, just search Burn Down Hollywood, one word, on YouTube, and you'll find the channel. You can sub there. I've got 22 subs on one of the oldest and greatest podcasts of all time. Never broke that 22 sub mark because we never posted anything there really. It was just toward the end we posted a few videos and then the podcast ended. And that's another thing. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know if we should bring back Burn Down Hollywood. And you know what? Watching this video makes me miss my old co-host. There's another person we kind of fell out. We don't really talk anymore. And who knows? Maybe a resurgence of the podcast would bring him back to do the show. Who knows? But yeah, here he is on set. Some really cool clips of the studio. And this is like my portion where I was like basically pretending to be a homeless guy, and my friend Mike was playing a homeless guy, and he comes over and we take a bath together. Really weird stuff, but it's quite funny.
So, apparently, I'm already supposed to be at the studio. Mario's already there. The guest is on his way. And once again, I'm the a-hole.
I am the a-hole. So yeah, go to burndownhollywood.com. I do own burndownhollywood.com, by the way. But find me on YouTube, sub to the show, and maybe the podcast will come back. Oh yeah, there's probably my two last channels there that we can take a quick look at before we go. Look at that, Burn Down Hollywood, 22 subscribers. Not even cracking the 50 mark on that one. Bad Ideas. Here's another channel, 13 subscribers. And this channel started 9 years ago. I made this channel. It was, again, one of those times when I was trying to change my image, make new content, and, start fresh. And I only made 3 videos for this channel. 4 videos? 1, 2, 3, 4. They're quite funny. That's when I created my I'm Poor Bitch music video, which is hilarious. And again, this is one of those videos that I've gotten so many messages from people. There's this girl who messaged me recently on Twitter and said, I love that song so much. I play it with my friends, and every time we go out drinking, we sing your song, I'm Poor Bitch. I have uploaded this to the Denwood channel. It's already there. So check out that video. It's great. It's called I'm Poor Bitch. I think the song is great. And look at that. How many years ago was that? 9 years ago. And I did use some of my Hollywood buddies at the time to help me make that video and to be in that video. I also have this silly how to make it on YouTube video, which I think is also on the Denwood channel. Just a kind of sketch on how to make it on YouTube. And it was a song, a musical song about the popular YouTubes at that day and age. And I had my Doritos commercial that I made with my ex-girlfriend. That was so damn clever. We got really close in the Doritos challenge, the very first Crash the Super Bowl challenge. We were a very popular video, and then we didn't quite crack the top because all of the rich, famous directors or people with money and access to good camera equipment, their videos obviously ended up making it and then winning a spot on the Super Bowl. But my video, my Super Bowl video, is so freaking clever. Had this video been made with good quality equipment, good quality cameras, it would have won, bar none. Things like this, the premise is watching the game with my girlfriend, and I have football-based names and maneuvers for how to eat the Doritos during the game, like the false start. Simple, right? I started eating the chips before she got there, the false start. This was a good one too. I miss Tammy. She was a really sweet girl. This one is the fumble, right? Fumble recovery. Incomplete pass. Just a really, really good premise. I'm not trying to float my own boat, but I do believe that in a different world, in a different history, had I met and been around the right people during my time in Hollywood, I would have done really well, just because I was super creative, super motivated. I just never quite figured it out. But go check that video out as well. That one is on this Denwood channel. Like, share, subscribe. Let's get me to 500 subs at least. 500 subs so I can monetize 1 million subs and I blow up my truck, right? All right. Last but not least, let's see. One more channel. The Daily Menace was another rebranding I decided to do. And I think I'd taken off most of my videos on this channel. I think some of them I was just embarrassed about, but it's when I got my first GoPro and I was filming everything. And I was like, I'm gonna vlog. This was 9 years ago as well. I'm gonna vlog everything and make videos and whatever. And it lasted like 2 weeks. I got really tired of constantly vlogging and editing, and it was just a time suck, and I just couldn't keep up with it. It looks like I've taken down most of the videos, but left up this time-lapse cleaning video. Uh-oh, copyright. Let's take off that music. Wait, no, maybe that was my friend's band. Oh no, it's copyright. My first time lapse I think I ever made cleaning my room. Like a dumb guy. But that's it. I can't think of any other channels right now off the top of my head, and I know there's at least a couple more. But I told you we would go through some of my old videos, some of my old channels. This is a celebration and sadness of sorts. Celebrating almost having 100 subs after 20 years, and maybe regretting the fact that I spent 20 years on YouTube and only got less than 100 subs. But yeah, there you go. And just showing you kind of the history of my channels and my videos is a lesson in how to not make it on YouTube. That's the big lesson of all of them. One of them is not sticking to one type of content. If you look at my oldest channel, I started off making sketches and little films. And if I had kept doing that, I probably would have done really well. I think one of my biggest problems back then was, again, working with the wrong people. I could never seem to find a group of people or a coterie, a group of friends that was similarly minded, that wanted to work on these projects and treat it and take it very seriously. So I'd get a couple of friends to do a couple of things, and then it was like painstaking to even get that done. And then it would kind of fall apart. I'm a strange guy. I've always been a strange guy. I'm a very misunderstood person. I've always kind of just been misunderstood with the words that I say and the actions that I do. Kind of often get taken the wrong way. And so I just never could find that really solid core group of people that I guess liked me enough to want to kind of day in and day out create these amazing things. And so, you know, I'd make a couple of sketches, like I said, with my roommate, and then he didn't want to do it anymore or whatever, and I couldn't find any other friends to kind of trust my ideas or direction or whatever. So I never continued with that. And so then I started a podcast, and that was fairly successful at the time. It was just the wrong time. I didn't know how to monetize. It was a newfangled idea. I didn't really know how to grow a show or to get my place set up to start doing camera stuff. And really, at the end of the day, I was doing so much work. I was just wanting other people to come in to help me build up on that. And again, I just had a lack of foundation, lack of people around me willing to put in that work for nothing. Most people have jobs. Most people want to make money for working. And I've spent 20 years making videos on YouTube with no expectation for pay, with hope. You know, I still want that 500 subs now so I can get monetized, but never any expectation. So another tip is, if you're going to make sketches or entertainment concepts, make sure you have a good group of people with similar ideas that are going to stick with you and work with you because they're doing it for the love of it. They're not doing it to get famous quick or to make money or whatever. As long as you have like that tight knit group of people, you'll be able to continue to make good content that you want to make, what's in your heart, what's in your mind. That's, again, something that I never quite was able to kind of tie down. Although, Mario was a great friend of mine, my co-host in the podcast, and we did that for a really long time, a few years at least, and we had a lot of fun doing it, but he was the only kind of guy I could tie down solid for that, and that was like the most I can get him to do. Now, creating any other deeper content that constituted a lot of like harder work, research, development, like he wasn't up to that. And so that was kind of where we kind of got stuck. And since I didn't feel like I was able to really take on more work for the podcast, we were kind of stuck there, and that's kind of why it died. So yeah, that other tip was get a good group of people around you. It's so much easier nowadays than it used to be 10, 12, 15 years ago. You can literally go on Instagram or whatever and just say, hey, I want to make a short film, who wants to do it? And there's probably 10 people that are going to be willing to do it. Something, I wish I had back then too. Lastly, what would be my last tip? Keep the same channel. Don't move around so much. Get a good group of friends that'll help support you, help create with you, and work with you. Be consistent. Post as consistently as you can. People get used to the routine. People want to see your new video next week, even when you only have 22 subs like I had on one of my channels, or 4 subs like I had on the other one, or 99 subs like I have on this channel. There's still somebody out there who sees your video and probably wants to see another one. And that builds and that grows. So stay on your channel. Stay consistently posting. Get a good group of people around you that want to work, that want to help, that just make you smile and are willing to be your friend. And shorts. Post as many shorts as you can. Like I mentioned, I think I mentioned before, I can't remember anymore. That's what's pumped my videos up recently and got me to this 99 subs level. You okay, buddy? What got me into this 99 subs level was shorts. Like I said, I went through all my old content, and I'm having an editor do it for me because I can't be accountable to myself. She is now turning all of my old videos into shorts to kind of catch up to where we are now. And if I keep making videos and she keeps making shorts, then we have a production flow. There it is. There's our last tip. Production and production flow. Something that I'm only finally just starting to do after 20 years is delegate the workout. Right? I get too busy or flustered, a lot of editing. Right now, I have so many videos backlogged, like so many. My last video I posted was filmed a year and a half ago. That's how backlogged I am. And then I've got a full year of construction on the workshop that I've been building. Like it's too much. And so I'm just realizing delegation. You know what? Let me turn off this screen capture here. That was way too long going on. And so I finally started to do it. I found an editor for a really good price in Argentina who speaks English and Spanish, so she can help translate my travel videos. And it's what I can afford right now. And she's pushing out my shorts content, so I just don't have to do that part. And right now, I'm stuck editing my full videos, and I'm just starting to have her help me catch up on those too. I just sent out my first video, long form video, to her today. So we can really start catching up on my back catalog. And eventually I'd like to get to the point to where I can just film, send it off, and have an editor that knows what I want it to look like, feel like, cut it up, send it back to me. And then I would like to be able to pay that person too. So delegating, finding somebody to do the tasks that you don't like to do, that you don't want to do, in order to keep your mind fresh and keep yourself from, what do you call it, burning out. So you can do the things that you like on the production side and option out the other stuff for other people. People that either want to help you, people that you pay, people that love you, who knows. I found that that's probably one of the most important things to do, is delegate that work out to somebody else. So look, we finally did it. Those are all my tips from my title. Somebody needs to make and send me a trophy for this, being heralded as the longest active YouTuber under 100 subs. And that day is going to end soon. I'm gonna take one more look here before we cut this video. That means I have to restart the capture. Let's take one more look here and see if we got that 100th sub or not during this last 50 minutes of me talking. Go to channel or view your channel. Still at 99 subs. There we go. 72 videos, 99 subs, almost 20 years. Longest active YouTuber on the platform with a big storied history. I'd like to tell you guys if you guys want to hear it. So once again, it's like the last time today. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. That'd be amazing if you could help me get to that 500 threshold. Woof, a goal so far yet so close. And if you want me to post my old videos and do some commentary, I would love to do that. And I'd like to continue making more content. I mean, it's up to me, but it's also up to you. Thanks to those of you who watched this one. Sorry if it was a little clickbaity, but it's true. It's real. And I hope you stick around for the next chapter of my life and what I hope to build and finally succeed with. We'll see. Maybe not. This could all be for shit. Who knows? Ah!